Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. Breathe. That's what I keep telling myself. We get through one little hump and then something else comes up. Guess that's, the facts of life. Owen wasn't feeling great today. He, as he called it, he had a nose flood. And he wasn't showing any other. Yesterday he acted like his stomach wasn't feeling good, but I really think it was because he wants to go see his pediatrician. He absolutely loves her, and he loves riding the elevator to see her. One of the things that I did when he was a baby was I always wanted to make sure that he knew that doctors, therapists, nurses, any dentist, all of the professionals that help us with when we're sick or when we need, just any of the services, any of the reasons. I always wanted him to understand that we may not necessarily like a procedure that's having to be done, like a shot or something like that, but all of it is only going to last so long, and they are there to help us. And he's had this doctor since he was a baby, and he just absolutely loves her, and he knows that his well check is next year, not until, I believe, February. He could tell us his schedule better than I could tell us his schedule. But he wants to go see her. And he was asking me if he had to wait until then to see her. And he was asking me the other day, and I said, well, I said, generally we don't go unless, and he knows this, but he just always likes to ask. So we don't generally go unless there's, a reason, unless it's for your shots or for well check and things like this. And like I said, the dude knows his schedule and anybody else's schedule better than I will ever remember it. He knows when his dentist appointment is in November. So it's quite interesting living with a genius that knows knows everything about everything. But anyways, he yesterday he just wasn't eating a lot, and I don't know, maybe it had to do with his sinuses, allergies yesterday, because he woke up this morning and he kind of sounded a little snotty, but it wasn't bad. But I never like to take him, send him to school or take him when I don't know. Like, he had only just really started the nose business, and so I wanted to make sure that he was not sick, like not infection wise or something, before I sent him to church, because there's so many. He goes into a classroom that there's. It's a special needs classroom, and there's lots of kids in the class, and I just didn't want to go to church if later in the day he was going to present. My brain is all over the map today. So I just didn't want to take him. I feel like I need another color. And when I sat down, I hit something and I dropped everything that I had around, and then I need to organize. I've been organizing today since we stayed home. I did a lot of organizing of things, but I need to do a lot more. But anyways, I dropped a whole bunch of stuff in that. A couple of my colors that I was going to use went down to the ground, and so I adapted, changed my mind on what I was going to do, because I didn't feel like going through the mess again tonight. So anyways, because I've been saying for I don't know how long that I was going to reorganize and move my lights. So that was part of what I was working on today, was figuring out where to move my lights, and opening new paints and changing stuff. So I had them everywhere, and they went to the ground. So anyways, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This one kind of looks like a claw and is kind of in my way, but that's okay. We'll kind of move it over here, and I may end up having to adjust what I was doing over there. We'll see, because it's just in. I should have done that part afterwards. So I may need to revamp my thought process here, which happens quite frequently. If you've watched it all, you know what I'm talking about, which that kind of works, but I still want a kind of so we'll do something a little different. And I've been trying to do more different styles of paintings and different looks to things, because I get stuck in my ways, and so I've been pushing myself to learn some new techniques and styles, and just not settle on one particular way of doing something. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So this this one is very bright. It's a neon, and so when it dries, it kind of shines a little bit differently. And when I dropped it all the way down there, so let's see. There we go. you just adapt. If something doesn't go where you want it to. Like the floor when I sat down and didn't want to get back up because it takes me forever to move. I've been going through breast cancer treatments, but I also need my hip replaced, and so there's nothing fast about me right now. So getting back to get the one color that I was, when there's 1,000 other colors sitting next to me, was just not on my agenda. Not quite. So anyways, let's see if I can put some texture in there, and then we're gonna call it a day. I like to sometimes go back in and, when all the colors are on my brush, to add more color to it. So I pray and pray and pray that Owen does not get worse overnight. We have a busy week ahead in the sense of things he likes to do. He has his therapies tomorrow, and if he's snotty, I'll probably cancel those. But then we're supposed to go to dinner with her friend on Thursday, and then he has Wednesday off, so we have his breakfast that he planned with some ladies from our church, and then we have a sensory appointment on Wednesday, and then back to school on Thursday, and therapy. So O for Owen. And I think he has therapy on Thursday, and then I think it's his movie week with our church, so on Saturday. So we squished the O, L, and B. I said LPB because my middle initial is P. So anyways, there we go. That's what we're doing tonight. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles, toodles.